Get up and go with Duncan and Carly on demand.
Carly, what is a question that people rarely answer honestly? I was thinking about the doctor. You go to the doctor and they're like, how much do you drink?
Yes,
and you're
yes,
like, 10
that's
to
a good
12?
one. That's a good one.
10 to 12 a day or a week? And then you're like,
You tell me.
Week?
What's the healthiest one?
I feel so, I'm here for a sinus infection. Why are you asking me this?
Oh my gosh. I was thinking like somebody's body count.
Oh.
Like people might not be, if they've been with a lot of people, they might not be honest about just how many.
This might be wrong, but I feel like women would lower that number. Men would raise that number.
I feel like that could be accurate. Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of how society is, right?
For the majority of people.
It's not fair, but like...
No. And I could see plenty of women that are like, yeah, up that body count, you know?
Obviously, you're going to get your weight. Nobody's going to tell the truth about their weight, right?
Yes, yes.
Rob chatted in, are you crazy?
Oh, God.
People will say that every once in a while, like, are you crazy?
Like, no, of course I'm not.
Kind of.
Yeah, you might be. Get them in the right situation.
Same thing. Missy says, are you okay? So we're asking people, like, what are questions that you get that you rarely answer honestly? Open up the 106.9 KRLC app and chat with us. Everybody gets, are you okay? How you doing?
I was going to say,
questions.
That's like a deep one.
Yeah. You don't really care. I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to say fine. Okay.
Depends on the person. Yeah, if you're asking in passing, like that's a very Minnesotan thing. Like, how's it going? Oh, it's fine. How are you? Oh, I'm good. Thanks.
Can you imagine
Keep
if people
walking.
answered honestly?
Exactly, right?
Well,
Like,
let me tell you. My marriage is falling apart.
Yeah.
I haven't had a raise in 8 years.
Like, oh, I really wasn't asking that.
Yeah. Michelle says anything related to salary or pay. So how much do you make?
Sure.
Ooh, Honey chatted in right here. How do I look?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one because nobody answers it honestly.
I know, and I get mad when Matt doesn't answer honestly sometimes.
But you would get mad if he answered honestly.
Here's the problem, because sometimes I do want him to just say, yes, you look great, no matter what the situation is. Sometimes I really want to know, like, how does this look? Does this look bad? I want your honest opinion. Should I put a different shirt on?
It's a no-win. It's a no-win for him.
I have to be specific because otherwise, you're right. I would be like, what do you mean I don't look good? I was just looking for a compliment.
Open the 106.9 KRLC app right now. Tell us a question that people rarely answer honestly. Welcome to Weirdo Wednesday, everybody. We're going to start with Erin, who chatted in that she's got a thing with numbers. She says, I have to finish my food within an even number of bites. Drives my boyfriend crazy, she says. So if she's eating something, it's got to be 2, 4, 6, 8 bites.
Right. That's hilarious.
People have a thing about numbers. And when I saw that, I looked it up because we've heard this before. People have a thing with odd numbers, even numbers, whatever. So I looked into it, and they say one study found that we as humans view even numbers as whole and odd numbers as being incomplete.
Interesting.
Which makes a little sense to me.
Yeah.
Like you think of the perfect family, everybody thinks a family of 4, right?
Usually.
Nobody thinks 3.
Usually, yeah. If somebody thinks family, your brain automatically goes to 4. Yeah.
All right, Erin, I think it's a little weird being that obsessed where you have to finish in an even number of bites, but I think a lot of people have that thing.
Right. It's the, maybe I'm going too deep here, but the desire to have the control of it. You know what I mean?
That's probably it, yeah, right?
Yeah. So I don't know that, I would say not weird.
Becky chatted in. She says, we store our pots and pans in our dishwasher, which means we have to hand wash everything. Is that weird?
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Well, I'm assuming they have a small kitchen with not a lot of storage.
Then figure something out. Don't put it in the dishwasher.
I actually think it's a genius idea.
No, you want to spend your time hand washing all of your dishes? Hello?
All right, we're going to wrap up with this one.
Oh, God.
Jason. He chatted in, we call farts whiffers at my house.
Whiffers?
It's another name for a fart that you used, Carly.
That's actually hilarious.
Like toots, I've heard.
Fluffs.
Fluffs.
Yep. That's one that my grandma says all the time.
Ooh, I fluffed a little.
Yeah. It sounds way more ladylike all of a sudden.
Butt burps. I've never heard the term whiffer.
A whiffer.
It sounds like English to me, like British.
Oh, could be. Could be. I think that's just funny.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird. I think
No.
every family calls their farts something different.
Oh, God.
It's toots in our house. But starting today, it's going to be whiffers.
Whiffers. God. There are more than 100 school buses in Rochester that are now equipped with the stop arm cameras.
Oh, nice.
So they gonna get you.
They gonna get you.
They gonna get you. So if you break the law, which the law requires all vehicles to stop for buses, when the bus driver has activated the red flashing lights and the stop arm comes out, and you're supposed to stop at least 20 feet behind the school bus.
Okay.
You can't move until the bus driver turns all that stuff off and starts moving. If you break that law, it's up to $500 in a fine. And now they've got cameras to catch you.
And potentially worse if you hit a kid. Like,
oh, well, yeah.
just slow down. Like, it takes 30 seconds for them to unload the bus, and then
Right.
you're on your way again.
Right. The Guinness Book of World Records is launching their first ever TV channel. It's going to show people attempting to break world records. That's what the whole TV channel is.
I mean, I feel like this would be a good TikTok channel.
Ooh.
I don't think
Yeah.
we need a whole TV channel.
I almost feel like it would be a good YouTube channel.
Okay.
You know, like longer than a TikTok, but I don't need a whole TV channel for it. Just like every once in a while, post the good attempts, you know? And finally, Bed Bath & Beyond in Rochester is closing, but they're still working on clearing out all the stuff in their store. So their latest discounts are pretty sweet. 30 to 60% off everything. So if you're on the hunt for something,
If you need towels,
well,
or what else do they sell at Bed Bath & Beyond?
they sell a lot of. I'm actually sad that they're closing because every time that I'm like, well, I can't find this random thing that I need, guess who's probably going to have
Yeah.
it? Bed Bath & Beyond. So I really got to go check it out.
I don't think they've announced an official closing date.
Not as far as I know.
I think they're just trying to get rid of all their... Like, once everything's gone, then probably they're going to shut the doors for
Sure.
good.
Or like once they get close, they'll be like, okay, here's our last day.
All right, open the 106.9 KRLC app if you want to check out more about those discounts and get more local news. So last hour, we were talking about questions that people rarely answer honestly.
Yeah.
And we got a couple more chats coming in here. Some of these are good. Beth says she never answers. I don't think anybody answers this honestly. When someone asks, are you or were you sleeping? You get a phone call like, oh, sorry, were you sleeping? No. Like everybody.
Or if you were doing something else.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, yes, that's exactly
out of
what I
breath?
was doing. I totally was sleeping. Yes.
Jackie says, do you want to hold the baby is a question that people never answer honestly. I'm always 100% honest about that.
Yeah.
I do not want to hold your baby. I am sorry. That makes me sound like a jerk, but actually I'm protecting your baby.
Well, you're afraid that you're going to break it?
100%. I had no problem holding my own babies. I don't want to hold your baby because
Right.
you break it, you buy it. That kind of deal. Like, I don't want to, like, I am so terrified of dropping somebody's baby.
Duncan and Carly, weekday mornings on 106.9 KROC.